All right, welcome everybody. Cons of Tarkir League feature matches for week one. Looking forward to this league. Cons being an all-time favorite of mine, and we kick it off with a brand new player to our league, Elliot here, who I'll be following, and then Raphael's going to be looking at our winningest feature match player by a wide margin, Caleb G, who's also the leader of my clan, the Teamer. So we see Elliot taking a mulligan. What's Caleb up to over there?
Caleb is up to having pretty much all colors in hands. It look like he has the opulent palace and island mountain, and then force away a instigator, a skuldkin, a savage punch, and a bringing low that was just drawn to hand.
That does not sound like a straight hand to me. That just sounds like a pretty normal hand.
I don't know if it's going to be straight hands, but at least he has access to cast pretty much everything.
Yeah, so a bit of a slow start as we see in cons. Sometimes you know we're used to the formats of the past couple of years where the 1 and 2 drops are carrying games, and here we're playing 3 mana 2/2s with no abilities as often the first play, and that being totally fine. So Elliot in hand has a couple green cards here. He has the Radiclaw Mystic, which he just drew, which was a bit of an awkward draw. He would have liked to have it last turn. It's a morph that can advance you on mana quite a nice amount. He has a couple of delve spells here, which are going to be a while till he gets to them. He has a Weave Fate, which is the draw spell, and he has the Meandering Tower Shell, the rare turtle. So not really able to do much right now. Either he could play the Radiclaw Mystic or the Weave Fate, but I think he's going to play the Radiclaw Mystic and plan to play the turtle next turn, the 5/9.
See what Caleb wants to do over here. He did just draw a treasure cruise for turn.
Oh,
This morph is the red one. I forget which one I said that was. I
the
wish I
red
had
one.
said better. And he's
All right.
going to drop a Skullkin. How good is this Skullkin? I saw that the rate on it is like pretty low.
It looks bad. It always plays a bit better than it looks, but it looks pretty bad. So I wouldn't say it's great. I'd say you run it when you need it, but it's not really like neither half of it is desirable. So combined, it makes it like barely acceptable.
I'm sorry. I remember what the morph is now. Jeering Instigator. Caleb has
Okay.
so kindly highlighted it for me.
All right. Yeah. So that one it does basically an act of treason when it gets turned up, but only on your turn.
So he does have the Savage Punch with it also. Did I miss it?
Yeah, the Savage Punch is a fight spell that gives your creature +2/+2 if you have a 4 power creature. So it looks like he flipped up the Radical Mystic just to draw cards rather than play his Meandering Tower Shell, the 5/9 turtle here. Yeah, so Caleb off to a bit of a uncharacteristic slow start here. He's 0-2 so far, but it's early still. And Elliot's 2-0. He's a new player to us. He got assigned to the Jeskai clan. So again, first league, first feature match. We're happy to have him here. Now deciding what to do. He could play his 3/5 Death Touch here. Delve.
3/5 Death Touch. That's the black dude? Like
Yeah,
8-9 or something?
yeah.
Okay.
He's looks
I'm
like he's
learning. I'm
gonna
learning.
instead just go for the Scion of Glaciers here, which he could pay blue to give it +1, -1 till end of turn. So very color intensive for this set.
Okay. Caleb just drew a Water Wind for whatever that's worth.
That's the spell that bounces 2 creatures, right?
If you say so. I had no idea until Caleb highlights it.
It's the 4 blue instant, right? It's a 4 blue
Yes.
card. Yeah. It's just that it's an instant that bounces 2 creatures. I'm glad to see you've done the research on the set, considering you're playing in the league and all that.
I live by a certain agenda that I won't say on stream.
I think you were very close to just not joining the league, but we pulled you in somehow.
Listen, man, team leagues are so much fun. There's like so much camaraderie ship going on within all the leagues. Everyone's kind of getting a character. Like, you got the Saltides being the villains, the Bears being,
Bears.
Bears who love their white flower.
Let's not get into any of that. So it looks like he's just going to cast his Shambling Attendants here.
Okay, so he's going to play the Delve guy?
Yeah, he does have another Delve spell in hand, the Dead Drop, which is 10 mana with Delve, and it makes opponents sack 2 creatures.
Ooh, okay, I didn't realize it bounces both.
No, it's yeah. It bounces two creatures. So Caleb, I mean, he doesn't have
He's
like
great.
a
He can swing, and
he
then he
doesn't
has treasure cruise to
yeah
reload the
he
hand.
doesn't have like
It's
a
wonderful.
crazy clock here, but the Jeering Instigator can get a lot of damage. And funny enough, I don't think it'll come up because Elliot does not have the green to play his Meandering Tower Shell. But Meandering Tower Shell reads when it attacks, you exile it, and then it comes back on your next attack step under your control. So if Caleb were to take it with the Jeering Instigator, he would get to have it for the rest of the game.
I just want to say that this is pretty disgusting what Caleb's just drawn. So, like, because he still has this Jeering Instigator, right? He has
Yeah.
two fight spells in hand, one being Savage Punch and the other being Swift Kick.
Yeah, Swift Kick, not really a great card. Like, I have them and I'm not playing them and I'm playing red. I really, really don't like it. It's just such a bad rate. But, if you need removal, it will sometimes do the trick.
Just chipping for two. He has two Savage Punches now. He's, I think, just draw another one for turn this turn with a Water Fate and a Force Away in
Yeah,
hand,
the
along with the pick.
yeah the Savage Punches don't do anything, though, if you don't have a 4 power creature, because it's just a fight spell.
So I learned.
All right, so he's going to draw two. Yeah, at some point he can get a pretty nice attack in here with the Instigator, but for now he's going to get him to 8.
Well, he's drawn a Island and Scaldkin off that draw too.
All right, and
So
yeah, so we're seeing the power of card draw here. And one thing that will come up sometimes, I mean, it's not here because Elliot made his land drop, so sometimes you cast your Delve creature, and then your opponent bounces it, and then you can't recast it because you don't have enough cards in your graveyard. That
yeah.
does happen sometimes.
So when you cheat something out,
Yeah, it's kind of like in a current set, like if you use a treasure to cast your thing, and then your opponent bounces and you don't have like the required mana because you used your treasure to cast your like double green creature. So he's just gonna take this thing. He's gonna attack him to 2, and then the Skultkin's gonna do the rest of the damage here with its
yeah,
sacrifice effects.
Jiren. That's insane. Just two creatures all game, but gets it done.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was no removal really on the other side, or too much interaction, so it was little bit of a clunky game here. Uh, Caleb, I mean, he played the Treasure Cruise, he played some draw spells, and he played the bounce spell for tempo, and just kept on hitting him for 4, and then was able to finish it off here. So looking at Elliot's deck, he is playing a Sultai deck with 1 white card, which is High Sentinels of Arishin, which is a very, very strong rare. He also has an Abzan Guide as a morph, so 2 white cards actually. Uh, the rest are Sultai cards across the board here.
It's looking like Caleb is
I haven't been
definitely in
sideboarding
here.
too much yet in this league.
Yeah,
You're
I feel like
often
yeah,
just
my guys
stretched on
are bad.
playables. And Elliot agreed.
Besides not the sideboard,
No. I
Caleb
mean,
is looking at sideboarding here, putting some cards to the side.
Caleb has like 30 more cards in his pool, right? So there might be
Yeah,
something to side in. Yeah, so Elliot again hasn't taken a loss yet, so pretty okay looking deck here for just a starting pool. He has 2 copies of the 5/9 turtle that I mentioned he had in his hand. He has a second copy of that in his deck, so the card's very slow, but can get the job done.
well, let's see how game two treats them. Caleb once again has access to all of his colors, along with the Force Away, Bring Low, and Aerostorm. So it's going to be a slower hand. What's Elliot working with over
Well, it's
there?
all that's all reactive, right? It's all
Yep.
interactive spells. It's gonna be another slow one here for Elliot. He actually can't cast anything yet. He needs a 4th land before he can really do anything. So he has all 4 and 5 drops in his hand here.
Yeah, I believe Caleb got this scout on turn two,
This
and
just
he
got
did just
yeah.
draw a Dragon's Eye. Is it Serpents? Dragon's Eye Serpents?
You tell me. So the Jeskai Wind Scout is going to do a lot of damage here. This little 2/1 flying prowess, and Elliot just can't cast anything. Like he just has he drew a 6-drop Delve spell, and the rest of his hand is all 4s and 5s. So
Yikes.
you
He
know,
just gets rid of the creature. He's going to have a tower shell of his own coming down this turn.
okay.
Unless he decides to go a different route. He's just going to play the tower shell.
Yeah, so it's a bit slow, right? It attacks and then it gets exiled. So basically it'll deal damage every second turn, but in the turn that it's away, it can't be interacted with. Not that there's a lot that interacts with the 5/9 to start with, but just a very strange card.
Oh. So Treasure Cruise drawn for turn.
All
Tower
right.
Show
Well,
goes by. Goes to go visit the kids and family.
I mean, it's it's flavorful for it being a turtle, right? Like, how do you just represent the biggest, slowest turtle you've ever seen? It just starts attacking and it just forgets and then just comes back next turn. He's like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing now.
So Caleb's gonna pull the force away more than likely and just arrow storm the 2/2.
Yeah, that could work. And then he's going to get an attack for, I mean, 10. I mean, the game's going to be pretty much over
Uh,
here.
second thought, we'll just bounce it.
Well, I think he wants to save the force away for, as our friend Mitch would say, face damage here, because
uh,
that's just lethal
I'm
end of
not
turn.
sure. I think it's because he just drew the memory flock, so he wanted a double spell. Because he was thinking about doing it on Elliot's turn, and then went to his turn, hovered over the arrow storm, but then realized he could double spell.
Yeah, Arrow Storm deals 4 damage to any target, so Caleb could just fire it off right now. And I was telling you before, expect long, drawn out matches with gigantic boards that go nowhere. But we've wrapped this one up in perhaps record time for this league. So
All day and
congratulations to
night.
Caleb, 17th all time win in feature matches, unbelievable. And we'll be back for our second match in a little bit.